Welcome, my wonderful viewers. So, everybody knows cocaine comes from the coca leaf, but how did we know the effects of the coca leaf prior to synthesizing it into cocaine back in 1800s? Well, it's probably because we knew at the time about the natural medicine or Mambe, the natural energizer. So, on this presentation, I'd like to take you through the journey with me as we discuss its origin, how to consume it, and its many uses. Okay? So, Mambe, also known as Padu, is a traditional Amazonian preparation made from, as you may guess, coca leaves and ash. So the ash part is something most people probably do not know. But the ash comes from plants such as the Yerumo, or also called Cecropia. And those plants are rich in minerals and aid in the alkaloid consumption. Because remember, it's being consumed through the mouth. It's like you're chewing tobacco, right? The tobacco has to have something that draws the nicotine and allows it to be absorbable. Okay. So as we know, it's known for its energizing properties. So as we can see, here is coca leaves that are picked, and a person that picks coca leaves would be known as a Rasputin. You can look, there's songs on them, and it's kind of weird. Anyway, this is a coca leaf plant. So we can see this is a image of some tribal, some Amazonian tribe, I believe in Bolivia, processing the coca leaves. And as we move my face to the top left, we can see that this is the coca leaves ground down into a powder, probably using some sort of mortar and pestle. And then here is the plan I was discussed. So they're going to burn these leaves of the Yerumo plant, also known as the Cecropia plant. We're going to burn these leaves into an ash, mix them with this powder from the coca leaf into what we now know, or as we've always known, I should say, as Mambe. Okay. So the history and origin of Mambe, its history dates back centuries and centuries, and it's deeply intertwined with the traditions of tribes like the Huitoto, Inga, and Tikuna. Okay. So it is a sacred tradition. It's deeply rooted in the spiritual and cultural practices of these communities. And with that being said, as you may guess, it's used in rituals and the ceremonies of these communities. Okay. So, what are some of the benefits of this medicine known as Mambe? Well, obviously, you're going to have a natural energy boost, similar to coffee, but a little more elevated, a little more in the body, in the brain. If that makes any sense? Probably not. But anyway, it's kind of like a energy boost from coffee, but on a different spectrum, on a different plane. Okay? So, other than that, with that natural energy boost, you're going to have a really focused mind. You're going to have a lot of clarity, a lot of increased in concentration levels. It's also obviously very nice for studying something new or learning things, or perhaps you're an artist, you're drawing, keeps you focused, okay? As well as providing a significant boost in your mood. Reduces anxiety levels and stress levels, reduces the cortisol levels in your body, and overall is going to promote a more positive outlook on life. Hence the reason why these indigenous communities use it as a medicine. Okay, because that's what this is. This is a medicine. It's not a drug like cocaine. Okay, I'm gonna move my face out of the way. So, how do you consume Mambe? Well, it comes in a powder that was previously mentioned before. And you just take like a teaspoon amount, and at first you place it under your tongue, just like a heaping teaspoon. Okay. And then you allow your saliva to penetrate the powder. And after the saliva fully penetrates and incorporates itself within the Mambe powder, it turns into a certain kind of dark green, almost blackish paste. After it does that, most people like to then transition the paste similar to how you would if you're chewing tobacco or dip and putting it right in between your jaw lip area, like so. Then you just allow it to slowly dissolve, and you just kind of swallow it as it dissolves into the back of your throat. Okay. So, as we can see here, dosage, like I previously mentioned, you want to start off small because the stuff is pretty powerful medicine. You don't want to take a gigantic tablespoon at first by any means because one, you don't know how your body's going to react. Could react a lot differently than, say, someone else's body. And so you want to take it slow and perhaps build it up as your tolerance increases. Okay. Let's go to the next slide here. So there are traditional uses of Mambe that have been aforementioned, such as the use in rituals and ceremonies. And this is going to allow the user or practitioners in these ceremonies to speak more effectively, more clearly, because you have fluid tongue and lips and you have a fluid brain. The connection is strong when you consume this medicine between the lips and the tongue and the brain. Okay. So also, as aforementioned, it's going to increase your mental clarity and focus as well as concentration. So therefore, obviously, your work productivity, if you're working on a project, is going to increase, and your academic excellence is also going to increase. So, some risks and precautions. Moderation is key. This isn't like coffee. I would not consume this every day. Okay, I consume coffee every day, but I would not consume this every day. Just maybe when you're really need to get something done, or you have friends over and they would like to consume it, and you have really nice conversation with them. It really aids in the fluidity of conversations amongst people when everyone's consuming it. That being said, this is why I would not consume it every day because it's powerful medicine. If you have heart conditions, high blood pressure, or sensitivity to stimulants, which is why I say start small on the dosages. Okay. You should definitely consult a healthcare professional before consuming. I am not a healthcare professional and I'm not responsible for you all. So just, it's a free world. It's comes from a plant derivative. So just use your best judgment of your own health conditions and tolerances to stimulants and things of that nature, and use responsibly. Just like people killing each other in alcohol related accidents, um, this isn't like alcohol by any means, but I guess what I'm trying to extrapolate from that analogy is just use responsibly, just as you would any other type of stimulant or depressant or things of that nature. Okay. One thing I would stress upon too is make sure that when you are sourcing the Mambe, that it is responsibly sourced, coming from the indigenous communities. You want to help stimulate the economy within those communities. So try to buy directly from those communities And with that being said, if you do that, you're going to not only help out the community, but ensure that the environment is being protected, because these communities that make the Mambe, they're going to be following sustainable practices. Okay. So not only are you going to be supporting these communities, but you're going to be ensured that sustainable practices are being followed. So, in conclusion, in summary, Mambe is a natural and sustainable way to experience enhanced energy, focus, and increase your mood. However, remember that it should be used responsibly and with proper consideration for your own health and where you are sourcing it. So, as we know, you know, cocaine is made with the same materials that the raw organic material that the Mambe is going to be made out of. So be sure, with that said, to be sourcing it, the Mambe, from the indigenous communities themselves, so you are helping them out directly. Okay, that's all I got. If you're going to consume it, be sure of the legal repercussions as well, because really, I don't know the legality in your zone or area. Here, it's legal. Um, so yeah, you all have a great time.